Hey guys, how you doing? Coach Zach here, coming at you with another edition of Coach's Corner. Today I want to talk to you guys about virtuosity. So in the realm of, let's say, training or more specifically maybe gymnastics, they define virtuosity as doing the common uncommonly well. So just think about that for a second, doing the common uncommonly well. So in regards to our training and what we're doing, we can compare to what we do at CrossFit. But say a squat, for example, the air squat. All of you have essentially moved past the air squat and you're onto your front squats, your back squats, your overhead squats, whatever it is, goblet squats. But how much have you spent that time perfecting an air squat? And I mean perfecting it, just hours upon hours on practice, on practice of doing that air squat. Most likely, you kind of got the A-OK from one of the coaches, and we say, hey, cool, your back looks good, that back's straight, you're getting a good depth on there, excellent. You look proficient in the movement. Now, us giving you the go-ahead doesn't necessarily mean, cool, you don't ever have to practice the air squat again. What that should mean is that we deem it safe for you to maybe move on to the next or maybe increase the load. But with that said, I want you guys to think about, again, virtuosity in every movement that we do, the common movements, the push-up, the pull-up, the air squat, the sit-up, all these basic things that we think of as stepping stones to move on to the next particular movement. Use muscle-ups, for example. You can do 5 to 10 pull-ups. Awesome. You're excited. Generally, this is the male population. We're excited. You want to go into a muscle-up. Yes, that looks awesome. It's a cool party trick. But how well have we perfected the pull-up? How many times do you, as members of a class, hear us coaches, really drilling in that hollow body position, and almost nobody does it perfectly. Go Google just some basic gymnasts doing basic gymnastics moves and tell me how elegant and beautiful those movements look. So the point of this is really thinking about your training more along the lines of practice, and especially at the time that we are now, when there's not a million things that we can be doing and that are occupying our time when we're in the gym. You guys know how our programming is very it's varied. It's very varied. There's a lot of options when we're at the gym. Right now, it's a lot of body weight stuff. Right now is a perfect time for you to practice. There's also a good thing to know the difference between practice, training, and competing. Now, a lot of you kind of take that ladder and say, okay, I'll never compete, not a big deal for me. Generally, when we're in the gym and we're putting times up on the board, and our goal is to get the best time in that workout as possible, get the most rounds, that's considered competing. That's not bad, but generally changes are not made when we're competing. That is kind of what the end result is. That's where we want to peak. The changes are made in practice and in training. Training is generally done with higher loads, higher heart rate, heavier weights, that kind of thing. And practice is done at a much lower heart rate, lower intensity, and lower loads and volume. So consider that when you're thinking about what you're doing. Are you making yourself better? It's the difference between getting a sweat, having that heart rate up, and are you getting better at those movements? How's the integrity of those movements? If I were to see you and I was in your house standing right next to you when you're doing those push-ups, would I say those are perfect push-ups? Are you protecting every joint possible? Are you moving perfectly? Are you moving fluid? Is what you're doing, does it feel like a flow? Does it feel like art? So consider that, guys. I just want you to mull that over. As you already know, I can go off on tangents, so I don't want to make these videos too long, but think virtuosity. If you Google it, you're going to find essentially the definition of a virtuoso in some kind of art form or music or something. But in the world of gymnastics, we're thinking about doing the common uncommonly well. How they get scored in gymnastics is kind of based upon that. How are those simple things that they do, are they perfected, and then they get scored on that, and not just the degree of difficulty on their routines. So think about that, guys. Virtuosity. Is your air squat perfect? Can it be better? Make it better. Work on that. We can obviously help you with that. Now is the time, guys. We have a lot of time. So get your workout in that hour that we have our Zoom classes, but then you have plenty of other time to grab the GoWad, get that app out, figure out what your weaknesses are, work on that mobility, and I'm telling you guys, you're going to see that benefit down the road. You're going to see your workouts get better. I know it's not exactly sexy to do it, but I'm telling you guys, in the long run, it will make you a much better athlete and a much better person all around. So love you guys. Have a wonderful Monday, and I will catch you later. See you.